Mychele and Shaun, and last week's video took us to Edinburgh to visit Scotland's beautiful capital. This week is part 2, and we did everything from castles to bookstores to eating sheep lungs. Yep, you heard that right. Welcome to Roots in Wales.
Hey folks.
I'm filming you. Today is actually a new day because last night after I left you guys, all I did was come back to the hotel and then we went to see Beauty and the Beast. I couldn't bring you in there with me anyway, so I left the GoPro at home. But it was really great. It's a touring production. The UK touring production just happened to be in Edinburgh while we were here. And my friend Zoe, hi Zoe, was the ASM on it. And so we went and saw her and then had drinks with her and our friends Dan and Janae after from Disney Cruise Line. And it was great to see them. And we had a great night. And now it's the next morning and we've got a bit more exploring to do. So where are we going first, Daddy-O?
We are going to walk to Princess Street.
Woo! I always make a point to see a couple bookstores when I'm in a new city. I don't know, I just love reading. I think it's just a cool thing to see. So we're going to check that out first. So we are walking to Princess Street now. I would say that in general, from what I've noticed in my few days here, that the city seems to be divided into like two sections. The center of town anyways, New Town and Old Town. We spent most of the day in Old Town yesterday, and now we're going to New Town, which has a lot of shopping, a lot of like movie theaters, grocery stores, that type of thing. So Georgian architecture as well, my dad says. So that's where we're heading now, and we'll go from there. In the Waterstones right now. I don't usually come to chain bookstores as much when I'm visiting other cities, but this is the flagship store, and I will say it's probably one of my favorite ones. It seems to have a little bit more charm. The reason I decided to come to this one was because I have a book that I bought at Daunt's bookstore the first time I visited in London, and the book is The Greatest Bookstores of Great Britain, or something along those lines, and it suggested that I come here because it is the flagship store. It's a little bit bigger, and apparently it has amazing views of the castle in the cafe on the second floor. So we'll keep looking around, but yeah, I really like it so far. So this store, the flagship one, is 4 stories tall, which I didn't realize. What monument is this? And what is fancy about the Scots monument?
Monument to the Scots?
Who are the Scots?
The people who live in Scotland.
Oh yeah. Based off this sign here on the Scott monument, it's actually erected in 1846, and it's not Robbie Burns, and it's not for the Scots people. It's to celebrate the life and work of Sir Walter Scott, who was a novelist. Yeah.
Interesting how the statue is so much whiter compared to the monument around it.
Yeah.
Sort of why the statue was put there in the last 50 years after coal burning was had largely ceased.
Or better cleaned anyways. And now we're going over here past this big tree is the Balmoral Hotel, and we'll tell you more about that when we get there. So behind me is the Balmoral Hotel, and it's stop number 7038 of my Harry Potter tour this vlog. Sorry if you don't like Harry Potter, but how can you come to Edinburgh and not talk about it, right? And I'm a huge fan. So this is the Balmoral Hotel, and it's kind of a riches to rags story for J.K. Rowling, yesterday we visited the Elephant House, which is where she wrote lots of chapters and excerpts from from her first few books, but here is actually where she wrote many chapters for her final book in like one of the big suites, which I believe is actually named after her now. So just kind of goes to show how much she grew while she was writing the books, like in like notoriety and fame and such. And it's also one of like the richest, fanciest hotels in Edinburgh. So that's the Balmoral Hotel. So where are we now?
We're on the Royal Mile.
Which is what?
It's the 1 mile of road that exists between Edinburgh Castle and Holyrood Palace.
Holyrood Palace. So we are walking up the Royal Mile to the very top, which we did on the very first night, but it was very dark, so we got some good pictures, but I didn't film anything with the GoPro. So we're walking up now to get a better look at the castle in the daylight, and as we were walking up, I saw a souvenir shop, so I bought my Scotland badge, my Scotland patch for my pink coat. Adding a country to the list. There's Mama with the castle. The castle sits at the very top of Edinburgh, so everything kind of, it looks down onto the whole city basically, which makes sense for what the purpose of the castle was in the time. But it's a beautiful sight to see. I feel like now we're at the top of the castle, the closest you can get to it, and the entrance is right behind me. But the whole week we've been walking around and we've been seeing it from all the different angles from below. So it's kind of cool to see it up close in the day. Dad, tell us about this courtyard.
This courtyard in front of the Edinburgh Castle is where the military tattoo is held every August. My son was supposed to come one year, and it was fantastic to have seen thousands of bagpipers playing away in this courtyard.
So this is it. So right now it just looks like a big open section in front of the castle, but for the actual events and everything, they put like stadiums, like stands and everything, don't they?
They do quite large U-shaped stands, a little bit reminiscent of the Phoenix Waste Open Golf Tournament on the 16th hole.
No one knows what that means.
Everyone knows.
Change your audience.
Hey, here in Scotland, golf was the home of golf.
18 times.
18
Really?
holes.
Scotland is the home of golf?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Didn't know that.
Your father looks quite disgusted with you right now that you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. So we're having a little lunch, a couple little snacks. We just saw the castle, and we have ordered haggis, which is, what is haggis again?
Sheep's intestine.
Are you sure it's intestines?
No, I know. Also, possibly parts of the lung.
Yeah. But that's what it looks like. We just got a little appetizer, just 3 little ones. I think these ones are fried. I don't know if they're always fried. What does the inside look like? Ooh.
It's like mincemeat.
This looks like hamburger.
I'm just gonna...
Well, we are.
All right, do you want to try it?
Tastes like meat pie.
Oh, that is good haggis.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Zoe would be proud of you.
Salty meat.
That's really good. Fun fact, haggis is actually banned in Canada and the United States. Not sure why, something about how it was deemed like not good to eat, but it's delicious. I like it. St. Giles Cathedral right now, and it's pouring rain outside, and so we just came in here to have a look, but also to, you know, let the rain subside. And it's so beautiful. It's super different from any of the other cathedrals and churches we've seen. The architecture of it is a lot of brick, and it's really cool. So I'm in a vintage shop right now called W. Armstrong and Sons, and it's one of the oldest vintage shops in Edinburgh, and everything is so like good quality and realistic and cheap. You feel like you're in, like, cheap in price, not in quality. You feel like you're in a West End costume vault, because nothing's tacky, it's all authentic. It's really cool. Thanks, Janae, for the recommendation. I just bought the cutest jacket from the 80s, so it's totally vintage and it was actually worn in the 80s, and I wish I knew more about its history. I tried on like a million like 50s dresses and they were all so small I could barely get them over my hips. So I think the dress sizes have gotten bigger as the years have progressed. But the jacket was super cute and it was my size, and it was only £30, which I feel is pretty good for an 80s jacket. Good morning, guys. It's Thursday morning. It's 7:45. Our train's at 9:10, so we're gonna run down for a quick breakfast in the hotel, and then we're catching our train back to London. One last view of the castle, and we're out. We're at the train station now. Have a direct train with Lumos again back to King's Cross. Should be in London around 2. Our train leaves at 9:10. Back in England. It's about an hour left before we get to King's Cross. I'm bored. I've moved seats twice because I didn't have a reserved ticket, but I wanted to stay near my family. So I just had to like float around and find wherever was available. Hi guys. I'm home. We got home. The rest of the train journey was totally normal, no surprises. And then my parents went to get their vaccine shots. Not their vaccine shots, what am I saying? My parents went to get their PCR test done because they're flying back to Canada in 2 days and they need a negative test within 72 hours of their flight. And then we took a cab home. And now I am home and I am exhausted. And I work at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to take it chill tonight. But thank you for coming with me and my family to Edinburgh. Hope you didn't miss Shaun too much in this vlog. And we will see you next week.